Hello and welcome everyone to the Lifetime Patient Retention webinar. I'm Dr. Tabor Smith. By the way, I just got back from a Roberto Monaco seminar on how to speak and how to present. And one of the things that he covered was to never open your presentations like that, meaning that's weak. Whenever you say, hello, welcome everyone, I'm Dr. Tabor Smith, everybody opens their presentations like that. So I am going to change that when it comes to my lunch and learns or my workshops. I'm going to start with a powerful opening. So I haven't got that opening yet for these webinars, but nevertheless, I digress. So I started about a minute early because I know we're still waiting on a lot of people coming in. We had over 100 chiropractors register for this webinar. It's going to be so awesome. And I can't wait to go through it with you. I've got some really, really cool stuff, some things I haven't shared before, and some things I have, and I think you're going to get a lot from this. I want you to know that if you're watching live right now, you can scroll down the screen. You'll see the live chat roll. There's already been a question or two asked in there, so please log into that. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know that you're here, that you can hear me, and then if you have any questions through this process, just ask them there, and I'll make sure that I get to them. Let me make sure that I'm live here. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we should be rocking and rolling here. In just a second, so I realized I didn't bring my good camera, so I know the lighting is not very good, and this is not the best picture, but that's okay, because here in just a second, I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to go over my treatment plans. I'm going to go over my wellness care plans. I'm going to show you everything that we do in our office that I think will help you as well, okay? Let's see here. Awesome. Okay. So it is 12:31. We've got dozens of chiropractors in here live. Guys, I will be sending out the replay of this recording. Let me warn you in advance. Right now in Texas, we're having some crazy thunderstorms, raining, it's cloudy, all kinds of crazy stuff. So if I lose you at all during this, I hope I don't. Hope the connection stays strong, but I'll make sure you get the value. I'll make sure that you get everything, and just stick with me through this. Let me look at the screen here and make sure that everybody is ready to go and ready to start off with our webinar. Okay, I'm going to refresh the webinar page, see how many people are on. Good, we've got over 30 people live logged into chat roll. Guys, let me know where you're listening from. Let me know that you can hear me. Say hi, and then at any point, if you have questions, we'll go through this. I actually want to cover the questions first, and then I'll show you my PowerPoint presentation. So Bob asks, how successful can we be by implementing your VIP protocols into our inactive people, Dr. Tabor? Are there stats on this process in our profession, or is the window either open or slammed shut? Thank you. So great question, Bob, and thank you for being on here. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you're on and you follow quite a bit. So, you know, that's a good question. I think every doctor is going to have a little bit different, you know, percentages and success in implementing this. But as I go through this and show you what Dr. Pike is talking about, the VIP protocols, I want you to know that they're totally up to you and how you practice on what you tweak and what you change. I'm hoping I gave you some general ideas about what you can do, about how to open that window to opportunity in your office. But I'm also hoping that you take it and mash it with your beliefs, your values, just like I did. So I learned a lot of this from other successful chiropractors, and I took it, I matched it to my price point, I matched it to what I believed I could do at this point, and they've been changing, and I've been testing it over, you know, the last few years. These VIP plans, the main thing is that you have a system set up to grow and build the back end of your office. And I think if you will implement some of the stuff, and you may already have, and I know Dr. Pike, you probably already have, but if you'll implement this, it's like growing the value of your office. It's like growing a second income, a second practice inside of your office by just giving great value and great care to your patients. I don't have any specific stats for you on how well you can implement this to your inactive patients, I would absolutely reach out to inactive patients and treat it as a like a new, amazing new value that they can actually get in your office, that you apologize you didn't have this whenever they were there, but you wanted to make sure that this was extended to them because you know how valuable their health is, and that that they know that they want to take care of their spinal nervous system, and this will help save them lots of money in their healthcare. So as we go over what these VIP plans are, I think you might get some ideas, some creative ideas and some strategies to implement this in some of your inactive patients. And then we can, you know, back and forth share our stats or our percentages on how well they do. But overall, I don't have a number to give you there, but great question. I do appreciate you asking that. All right, so everybody's on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and jump right into some really, really cool PowerPoints. First, I want to show you my initial care plan. And I'm going to give you the story behind why I made my care plan look like this. This care plan, I guarantee you, looks different than any other care plan you've probably ever seen in your entire life. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. All right, and officially welcome to the Lifetime Patients webinar. On this next slide, where I'm going to jump right in, this is what my care plan looks like right now when I present to my new patients. Now, number one, by the way, we're going to cover three things. Number one is begin with the end in mind. We're going to start with the initial care plan. I'm going to show you and walk through this the sheet right here that you see in front of you. Number two is the re-exam financials. I'll show you how we do those. And then number three is I'll show you the patient education, the mind-blowing patient education that we do as well. So why do we begin with the end in mind? Well, the story behind this treatment plan sheet is that I had a good friend who did weight loss with a very, very popular weight loss company. If I said their name, you would know them. I don't like to say names anymore. I've been in trouble enough lately from people with copyright issues. So, so this name of this big weight loss company, I went to one of their seminars. Okay, it was huge. There's like thousands of practitioners there at this seminar, and they handed out their protocol sheets, and they said this. They said, do not accept a weight loss patient, unless they agree to stay for wellness care, basically, or your maintenance care is what they called it. Do not accept a weight loss patient unless they agree to stay with you in maintenance care for the next couple years. Now, I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like, that would be like me not accepting a corrective care patient unless they had already known or agreed about staying for wellness care. And here was the reason behind this. In weight loss, they said, are you successful if you have a patient who loses 100 pounds in your program, but then quits your program and gains all 100 pounds back? Are you successful? And every single practitioner in there who's in weight loss said, no, you're not successful. That was not a successful venture for that patient. And then that patient will leave and tell you that they tried your program and it didn't work. Now, of course, I'm sitting here with a chiropractic mind in this weight loss seminar going, oh my God, that's what I'm doing with my patients. Like, they're coming for corrective care, they're leaving, their spine, they're doing exactly what they've always done with their spine. It's going back to where it was, and they have to come back in for another corrective care plan. And I'm not being successful with that. In fact, most of my patients had no idea what I was going to recommend for them at the end of their corrective care plan. So I would have patients that would come in, and they'd be like, they'd go in through their 24 or 36 visit care plan, whatever it was that we had given them. And they would say, like, they would get up to visit 30, and they'd be like, man, I'm sure going to miss you. Man, I hate to see this over, you know. And in my mind, I'm going, well, I'm going to give you a wellness plan, but they didn't know, right? So in their mind, the whole time they're thinking, I'm just going to be done with your care. And then I went through this weight loss seminar, and I thought, if I don't tell them about wellness care up front, I am doing them a disservice. I don't have to sell them wellness care up front. But I want to tell them that I recommend wellness care after correction and after corrective care. So I basically took that company's program that they were doing so well, and I made it a chiropractic treatment plan, and I made it match my values. I made it match, financially what I wanted to do. So I want to walk you through this corrective care program. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to escape PowerPoint mode so that you can see my cursor here. Okay, so I can walk you through this plan. Now on the left in the orange here, you're going to see this is the starting point for every patient. And after I go over their x-rays, I review this with them. I say, we did an exam, we did a consultation, we did any necessary orthopedic tests, we did x-rays. The requirements for my care is that you commit to care, that you get your family checked, and that you share this with others, right? That you help others. Now, this green area is my corrective care plan. And I pulled a 24-visit plan. We have 36 visit plans actually as well. One of the reasons I was testing, I like to test different things in my office. I was testing a 24-visit plan to see what my conversion rate did. It did increase a little bit, but then I implemented wellness care afterwards. So I go back and forth. It's really not a lot of difference, but I did see some more correction with my 36 visit plan than I did with my 24, of course, because they stayed 12 more visits. So we will probably go back to using a 36 visit plan just because that was best for me and best for my patients. But like I said, you have to do what you feel is congruent in your office. Now, to walk you through this, I call this first stage all the way up to this little arrow right here, lifestyle building. And I go over this with my patients. I say phase 1 is symptom relief. It lasts until your symptoms are done, or the first 4 weeks. And typically it's the first 4 weeks, right? Here's the visit frequency, 3 times a week for 4 weeks. This is what it was in my 24 visit corrective care plan. Realize you could type in any numbers that you wanted to fit you, what you do in your office in here. I'm just telling you this was one of our plans. Now this is mobilization and correction phase, where we're getting things moving. We're starting off at 3 times a week, hitting this. Phase 2, at the end of 4 weeks, we drop 2 times a week for 6 weeks in this particular plan. Phase 2 is called correction and pre-stabilization, right? It's 2 times a week for 6 weeks. You can see that here. Now, this bar underneath here, you see how it travels the entire period of this recommendation phase, because this is the home spinal care or the spinal hygiene recommendations, and they're going to be doing this on a daily basis at home for the rest of their life, right? Okay. Now, this in here, these are my corrective care recommendations. Now, I understand we're talking about wellness here, we're talking about retention, but just if you were wondering what these numbers meant, this is a pay per visit price. If they paid per visit for 24 adjustments and 24 therapeutic exercises, it would be $55 a visit for the adjustment, $45 for the rehab, 2 progress exams, x-rays at the end of care, home spinal care kit, so a total of pay per visit price of $28.10. And then their corrective care savings, going through this initial, all this green right here, is if they do pay for 24 visits and they commit for 24 visits, it's $45 for an adjustment, $20 for the rehab. They get the progress exams, x-rays, and the home spinal care kit free, and that would be $15.60. And these are their payment options, prepay or pay per month. Now, don't get all caught up in the numbers here and what I charge. I try to average at least $65 a visit. But guys, that's not what it's about. You would fit that to make that fit your philosophy, your values, what you do in your office. The key is that they see this big blue phase right here. So after their initial corrective care phase gets here, I tell them I always recommend wellness care after your corrective care plan. Wellness care is stabilization for the next 12 months and maintenance even after that. That's a 1 time a week, and we can increase as necessary if you have flare-ups, right? And now I give them a big discount for wellness care. Most people are going to leave after your first initial care plan anyway. So if you don't have wellness care set up, then you're not making a dime anyway. But I give them a discount, and you can, again, set this number to anything you want. I know Dr. Zano's number is like $160 a month or $170 a month, I can't remember. And ours will go up as well. But it ends up being $35 a visit for a once a week adjustment. Now, I put therapeutic rehab if necessary, on this area. If they still need therapeutic rehab, I will allow them to do it. By that time, they know how to do it on their own. I don't do physiotherapy. Like, I don't do anything that requires much of assistance. Like, I don't do, you know, any type of muscle stim or TENS or anything. All we do, we have reverse posture exercise stations, and we have vibration platforms, and so they can pretty much do their own exercises after that. So it's not costing me time to spend time with my my staff on this. But this is a really, really cool looking treatment plan form. And then during their initial exam, they're going to fill out their goal sheet. We're going to find out what's your motivation for spinal correction. If it's, you know, because they can't pick up their kid, or they want to be able to pick up their kid, they want to be able to, you know, travel when they're older, you know, whatever it is, what they told you during their exam process would go right here. What's your motivation for spinal correction? It gives them the reason why they want to start your corrective care plan and why they would want to maintain that for this really good price afterwards. Once I started using this treatment plan form, guys, I never had that question again of what am I going to do when I'm done with this care plan? Because everybody already knew. They knew from day one that I'm going to recommend wellness after my corrective phase. This in itself will increase your retention and your wellness patients, your lifetime wellness patients, I mean, exponentially. If you don't have this in place, then obviously you're losing out on tons and tons of people who want to maintain their spine and want to keep a spinal health and spinal wellness. And it makes your life easy because they're not always just coming in going, man, I can't believe my treatment plan's over. I can't believe I'm going to miss you guys. It's going to be, so it's like, they can still choose not to do wellness care if they want to. I mean, it's totally up to them. I'll never force them or make them do anything, but I just want them to know that it's there, that it's a huge value for them, and they get a big discount for doing it. Why wouldn't they want to do it, right? Awesome. So by the way, guys, if you have any questions at all, just place them in the chat roll. And let's see, I have one. Hey, Tabor, are you going to get us that mirror imaging video? Sorry, Bone Crusher 24. I cannot get you the mirror imaging video. I had to take that down because I was I got an email that said I was doing copyright infringement, teaching somebody else's stuff. So I don't even say the word mirror imaging anymore. I use reverse posture exercise, and I do not teach that anymore, and I can't put that video up anymore. So you know, that's how it is. I appreciate the question, and I know a lot of people really wanted to see that video because it's really, really cool stuff. But if you did posture screen mobile pictures, or just a posture picture, or just orthopedic tests, or stretching, or range of motion, whatever you did on your first visit, you know, you do it again in your re-exam, and then you tell them what you already told them on day one, that you were going to present a VIP lifetime wellness plan to them. This is exactly what my lifetime wellness plan looks like. I actually hand them a piece of paper that has this stuff on it, what you're seeing on your screen, and it's my recommendations. Now, what happens if somebody still needs 2 times a week, or they still need 3 times a week, or whatever it is? Well, you know, we deal with that as it comes in. You're always the doctor. I set up systems that run in my office so that we want to stick to this system, but I don't stick to it past, you know, my values. If somebody needs to come in twice a week after that, then we make those adjustments as necessary. If they need to come in still 3 times a week, then let's say we never dropped them to 2 because they just weren't ready for that. Then that is their individual case, and I recommend that you make those calls based on your clinical skills, and you don't have to have everybody doing the same thing, but you do want some type of system set up to make things easier in your office, to make things flow in your office. Then you become the doctor and you make the clinical calls based on each specific case, and don't be afraid to change your system up a little bit, like this. Okay, so so like I said, you have to do exactly what you feel like is necessary and whatever fits you, and do not do anything that is illegal or that you can't do in your state. Make sure that you talk to your lawyer or your advisor before you make those decisions. That's just a disclaimer from me. So did we lose everybody? So yeah, I'm having a little trouble refreshing my screen. I just want to make sure that all of you can see me. If you can, post that in the link below. All right, I'm gonna go put this link back in there real quick. All right, good deal. So I'm going to share my screen again. We'll get back onto the webinar. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but that's what happens when it rains and storms and all of that good stuff outside. All right, so basically, hopefully you can see my screen right now. This is me just checking to make sure. Yeah, good. All right. All right, so here we are. We're at the re-exam financial. This is easy to present, guys. This is super easy to present because you've already told them what to expect. So all you do is you show them their improvements. You show them what you find on their re-exam. What I do is we do a re-exam visit, and then their following visit is the actual where we go over the report of findings of what we found on their re-exam, and I give them this financial care plan. So I hand them this piece of paper, and I tell them this is our wellness plan. This is what it is. And I may ask them, and I think I got this from Stephen Franson, but I may ask them something like, what do you think would happen if we just quit your care right now? That's like the biggest question. What do you think would happen if you just totally quit chiropractic and you quit getting adjusted right now? Most of the time they're going to say, I'd probably go back, or I'd lose it, you know, something, and say, yep. So that's why we make it really affordable for you to get wellness care. Here's our wellness plan that I would recommend. It's totally up to you on what you want to do, but Kayla can get you started at the front if this is what you want to do. We love having you in our office, and you are always, always welcome in our office anytime, okay? And then give them a big hug, and then they usually go right up to the front desk, and then they would start care. Or they don't. I'm not a big hard salesman guy. If you don't want to do wellness care in my office, you don't have to. It's just, I just want to be there and provide a value and help my patients out, okay? All right. Nobody's talking to me in the chat roll, so hopefully you guys can still see me and hear me there. All right. So let's go into, so we looked at the initial care plan. We looked at our recommendations on day 1. We just now finished number 2, which is the re-exam financial. Let's look at patient education. Now, I know a lot of you on this call right now are a spinal hygiene doctor. You're part of our inner circle, our membership. I'm trying to stop saying so forgive me for that. I just got from Roberto's class, I say way too much. Anyway, a lot of you have seen this training before, some of you haven't, but let me give you the idea of what I want every patient in my office to learn. And when they learn this, it helps them understand lifetime spinal care, lifetime spinal wellness. Every patient, if they could just learn what you're about to learn right here and what we go over, will at least be okay with the term lifetime spinal care, lifetime spinal wellness. They would at least understand that there's something they have to do to take care of their spine. So what is spinal hygiene? Well, spinal hygiene, this education that we teach our patients, this is the set of practices associated with the preservation of the spine, maintaining the health of the spine. Yes, this absolutely includes regular chiropractic care, but it's not necessarily just regular adjustments. I don't think that is spinal hygiene. I use the analogy of dentistry. You know, dentistry, if we go to a dentist, we either get our teeth cleaned, or we could go to the dentist and they correct a cavity, or they fix our teeth with braces. But dentistry is not dental hygiene, okay? Dentistry owns dental hygiene, meaning if you go to the dentist, that dentist is going to give you a toothbrush. You're going to go home with some floss. And if you need to learn how to brush your teeth and floss, they're going to sit there and they're going to show you the best ways to do it. But they don't make their money off of you brushing your teeth or you flossing. They don't make anything at all. But the reason why they teach dental hygiene, though, is because if you become more aware of dental hygiene, you begin taking care of your teeth, well, then you're gonna go back to them whenever you have a cavity, whenever you need a teeth cleaning, or just for upkeep, right? Just for hygiene. So chiropractors have completely dropped the ball with educating about spinal hygiene and what people need to do on a daily basis to take care of their spine. This actually started, this concept of dental hygiene was what exploded the dental profession. And I think we can all take a big lesson from dentists because of this concept and how it actually took dentistry from a profession that wasn't very popular to the second largest healthcare profession in the world. And that achievement is really on and part of or dedicated to Dr. Alfred Phones, who was a dentist back in 1906. And in his offices and many offices in the area, they were pulling so many teeth due to tooth decay that he became convinced that this degeneration or this decay of their teeth could be prevented if people would take care of their teeth properly, if they would practice good oral hygiene. And since this concept was so new to dentistry, he had to work really hard to get this concept and this awareness out to the world. They had just figured out, a researcher had just discovered that bacteria actually releases an acid from the breakdown of sugar and it causes tooth decay over time. So he thought if we could teach people to take care of their teeth from home, to brush, to floss, to do these types of things, that they could prevent tooth decay, and then they would also come into his office for cleanings. Now the key here is that proper hygiene or upkeep prevents deterioration. We see this to be true in every area of the body. Every area, guys, not just the teeth. In fact, we see when someone doesn't take care of their teeth, they degenerate. When they do take care of their teeth, they last longer. We see it in the body. So when somebody takes care of their body, it looks better, it lasts longer, it stays stronger, you have better health. You don't have to do anything at all to let your body degenerate. Just don't take care of it. It will degenerate. It will break down. It's no difference in the spine. You know, here you're looking at x-rays of the neck. You're looking at that good curve in the neck. Somebody who's been taking care of their neck, they had it corrected, they've been keeping it adjusted, they do their home care, their traction. Then you're looking at on the side, that person had never heard of chiropractic, never heard of doing any type of spinal hygiene exercise in his entire life. Yes, he maybe been, prone to injury, may have had some car accidents. There's certainly, everybody has their own life history. I get that. But if people are at least aware that there's something they could do to improve their spine, and whether it's at home exercises or in your office, they just know that there's this concept of dental hygiene now. That's the patient education we need to get across to every person who comes through our office, is that, look, how well you take care of your spine determines how healthy you are and how much, and what you're able to do in your life. This at least will set a seed inside of your patient that will help them to see the value in your wellness care. And it will begin to build retention like you've never built retention before, because they will understand this. And look, I'm all about studies. That's fine. If you want to do the research out there, put research in your patient's hands. That's great. But that's not necessarily what we need more of. There are already a lot of studies out there. There's already a lot of research out there. Imagine this. What if dentists, every time you went to a dental office, your dentist tried to convince you with research that it was a good thing to brush or anything. I don't know why this keeps popping back on me here, but I'm going to share my screen again. I hope that you guys are still with me. Please do post in the comments if you are having any types of issues, okay? All right. So compared to dentistry's 90 to 94% of people actually brushing their teeth every day, nobody's taking care of their spine. Now, because of this and because of this lack of awareness, I mean, most people say we see less than 5% of the population right now as chiropractors. And in fact, there was a Gallup poll that was released that said we see 4.2% of America's population. So there's just no awareness. And we wonder why 80% of people develop spinal degeneration at the age of 60. Look, I read 2 more recent studies since I created these slides. One of them showed that 37% of 20-year-olds have spinal degeneration. Another one showed that 9% of 10-year-olds have spinal degeneration and arthritis. So for the people in your office that are saying that just arthritis comes with old age, not anymore. 20 is not old. 10 is not old. And 9% of 10-year-olds, 37% of 20-year-olds have spinal degeneration because they're not taking care of their spine, because we live in a more sedentary lifestyle, more sedentary culture than we ever have before in the history of our, really our civilization. And so, guys, we have to start taking care of our spine here, okay? Let me scroll down here. Now, okay, we have to start sharing this awareness of spinal hygiene, but how did dentistry do this? Back in the early 1900s, how did they share this message of spinal hygiene? They did two things. Number one, they got into schools, okay, which we absolutely need to do more of. And my spinal hygiene doctors who are part of my membership program, I teach you how to get into schools, and I give you the curriculum to actually teach the kids about spinal hygiene. But number two, they also got into businesses to teach businesses about spinal hygiene. They gave of themselves, they got out into the community, they tried everything that they could do to build awareness that people should start taking care of their teeth. This is what we need to do in our profession right now. You need to be trying to get into schools and get into businesses. Now, the great thing about getting into businesses is that it's a great new patient draw. When you do a presentation and they have this epiphany, this like, oh my God, I do need to take care of my spine. I have not been taking care of my spine. I need to come in for a checkup. It builds and grows your office. When you're teaching to kids, the reward is, in fact, it's a greater reward than of anything else, because you're helping a kid. You're changing and touching a new generation, and there's nothing more valuable than that, in my opinion. And when you can teach these kids this concept, you know, just for the docs that do that get into schools and teach spinal hygiene, I appreciate you and I thank you, because you're making a difference in the world when you do that. Okay, so they taught it in schools and businesses, and then number two, they teach it in their office. Okay, so you can see this picture up here, this floss and toothpaste and toothbrush. Go to the dentist and try not to leave with floss, toothpaste, and a toothbrush. You can't. Every time you leave their office, they're going to give you floss, a toothpaste, and a toothbrush. Why? Because it makes them a ton of money when you brush your teeth. No, because it builds awareness that you need to take care of your teeth. We're not doing this in chiropractic. That's why we have home spinal care, spinal hygiene kits, and spinal hygiene education in my book, At Home Spinal Care. You can go to homespinalcare.com and you can download that book, or you can buy those books at homespinalcare.com. I send my patients there. But it's to educate them and show them what they should be doing at home to take care of their spine, okay? So let me show you and let me tell you about the spinal hygiene movement. Now, first of all, I hope that you found value in this class so far. I hope that you understand that presenting your wellness plans in the beginning at your initial care plan is valuable. It can boost your retention in your office. I hope that you see it's easy to do the re-exam and the financials for the re-exam when you have a wellness plan that saves them a lot of money. And now I hope you see the value of sharing this concept of spinal hygiene in your office. And I want to show you what a lot of docs have already got access to, which is our spinal hygiene movement program. And we do online classes with chiropractors. We help them implement everything into their offices. We teach them how to get into businesses, how to set up lunch and learns, so that and even how to do the entire talk and how to close the talk so you get more new patients in. We show them how to do in-office workshops and classes on spinal hygiene, and how to even execute a powerful doctor's report for your new patients and your advanced spinal hygiene workshops. I give these doctors an in-school curriculum, and we've even got new and updated strategies that we're about to start in the next class next week that are going to help them get into more schools, get in front of teachers, and get in front of students to help share this message of spinal hygiene with the world, okay? Dr. Zano, he actually contributed the Posture Cure program that we have. It's a bonus that's included when doctors join the spinal hygiene movement. It actually helps you get better corrections in your office. It makes a real simple way to give home care exercises for your patients. So that's called the Posture Cure. It's part of that as well. And then we also have a Spinal Hygiene Doctor waiting room DVD. This is the DVD that I play in my office all the time. It basically teaches your patients these concepts, and you don't even have to. All you have to do is plug in the DVD and press play. It educates your patients every time they come through the door about why they should practice good spinal hygiene and how they should practice good spinal hygiene. All right, and so then there are a lot of other bonuses depending on where you join at. But if you'll notice below this video, there's a link. And I'll leave this link up for a little bit. But it's for doctors who want to join the spinal hygiene movement and get all of this training. And it really starts as low as $197 a month. Now, for the doctors who would join at a quarterly membership and save money at $497 a quarter, you actually get those three things at the bottom of the screen. So for the commitment bonus, if you choose a quarterly membership or a yearly membership, you not only save way more money, but you get my free spinal screening program. I'll give you that as well free. I give you Dr. Zano's new patient retention DVD that you can play in your office to help share these concepts. And you also get a bulletproof DVD, waiting room DVD that I did with Dr. Dan Sullivan that not only has Dr. Zano's testimony on there of him giving his testimonial so your patients get to see Dr. Zano's chiropractic testimonial, but it also has Dr. Dan Sullivan going through the research of why the adjustment is improving your patient's life in every form and fashion and going through all the great things that happen during the adjustment just for your patients. So those bonuses are huge. And all you have to do is save more money by paying quarterly or paying yearly for your membership. And you can either go to spinalhygienemovement.com/final-page, or you can click on the link below this video, which let me, okay, so if you're watching this webinar right now, if you scroll down, you'll see the Spinal Hygiene Movement image and this link. You can actually go there, and I unlocked this. It was locked, so doctors have tried to join and they couldn't. But what's going to happen is in the next month we're going to start a new launch of the Spinal Hygiene Movement, and these prices you see here will be more. They will all go up. And if you join now for only $197 a month, or you can do the membership, the quarterly or the yearly membership, and save money and get the bonus, but you will be grandfathered in at those prices, and you won't have to pay the increase in price that happens next month. So I just wanted to offer that to you, okay? Just wanted to let you know that was there. Another really, really cool thing that's going to happen with for our spinal hygiene members, the doctors that join this program, is that you're going to have access to spinal care kits or spinal hygiene kits. This is the new spinal hygiene kit that's coming. It's going to be so, so cool. So you know how dentists give toothbrushes and floss and all these things? Well, we can give a spinal hygiene kit to our patients when they start care, and we don't have to give them away for free. You can actually put the cost of your kit, or you can actually put the cost plus some for actually teaching them how to use the kit in their care plan. So you're actually making money on these spinal hygiene kits, okay? And your patients are learning how to take care of their spine on a daily basis, and they're increasing retention in your office at the same time because people are learning about the value of taking care of their spine, and they just look freaking sweet, don't they? I mean, look at that. That's the branding. The spinal molding rolls are in there. That package there is a kind of a TheraBand type of an exercise that you do for posture of the neck, and then there's all the instructions on that cool instruction sheet that comes with this entire spinal hygiene package. And so these kits will be available starting next month for our spinal hygiene doctors. And so if you want to be a spinal hygiene doctor, then just hit the link below this video. Again, I'm going to show you here by pulling this up. If you're watching me on the video, you'll see this link with this button, and you can just click there and join the spinal hygiene movement. All right, I'm going to stop my share. I'm back. I did not see a lot of interaction in this for as far as comments go or questions, but if you guys do have any questions, please place them in the link below here, and I will make sure that I get to them, I answer them, or I'll email you back. I still have a lot of people on the line, so I hope that the technology is working, that we're not having issues with the internet. If we did, I apologize in advance. I'll be sending out the replay. but we've been having a lot of storms today in Texas, and that's probably one of the reasons why. Now, one of the things I'll do for you as well, because I know I'll be getting a question about that initial care plan, the one that's really colorful, is I could put a link to that PDF in the email that I send out with the replay. But my spinal hygiene doctors, I'm actually working on an editable version of that initial care plan so that my spinal hygiene doctors will have access to that. They can just download it. They can change the numbers to fit their financials, and then they can also change the logo on it. And then you can use that in your office if you want to use that in your office. So no biggie there either. Anyways, guys, it's been about 45 minutes, and I hope everybody learned some good things. I just am all about sharing what I do. I am not ever trying to step on anybody's toes. I know that the company got onto me for teaching what they do a couple weeks ago. That's why you hadn't heard from me in a few weeks, as I was trying to get that under wraps. But I just like to share what I do in my office, and I hope that you get value from that. And I try to give even more greater value in my time to my spinal hygiene doctors. I consider that, you guys, I know you're on right now, probably I consider you my inner circle, and I give you my email, I give you my phone number. If you ever need anything, or if there's ever any way that I can help you, of course, just reach out to me. And I'd love to see you on the Spinal Hygiene program. You can click that link below the video and learn more about it. There's a video that shares exactly what it is, and there's a lot of email or a lot of copy that will actually explain all the bonuses and everything on there. So thanks so much for being on the webinar today, guys, and I will talk to you on the flip side. And there's a lot more coming. By the way, all of you who joined us on the API Posture Neurology program, I sent that email out today with your bonuses. So if you got that, or if you didn't get that, reach out to me. I'll make sure you get that as well. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Keep saving those lives. We'll talk to you later.